Welcome to another episode of Deck Profile Quest. I'm your host, the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Afghanistan. Like, share, and subscribe. And today we are looking at the branded Chronicles deck. I built this deck times two. Two of them. Two of the new branded structure decks. And with a few extra other staples from my bulk and whatnot. So, yeah. Built nice. I think it turned out good. Turned out nice and consistent. Anyway, let's get into it, folks. So yeah, for the extra deck, 2 copies of Mirror Jade the Ice Blade Dragon, 2 copies of Lubellion the Searing Dragon, 2 copies of Albion the Branded Dragon. Now, you're wondering, why aren't these shiny? The thing is, I have a branded deck already, and in that deck I did some swaps. But yeah, I got 2 copies of Kashtir Fenrir in that motherfucker. So yeah, she goes hard. Next, we got 2 copies of Grengilnol the Dusk Dragon. I don't know how to pronounce that. We got Rimbrum the Striking Dragon, Elbalentis the Abyss Dragon, 2 copies of the dragon that devours the Dogma, Brigand the Glory Dragon, Titanic Clad the Ash Dragon, and we got Spring the Iron Dash Dragon. So yeah. Whatever was not listed in the original deck list, well, you'll have to search on your own. So yeah, first off we got Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis the Knighted, Dogmatica Maximus, 2 copies of the Bestial Lubellion, Bestial Magmahut, Bestial Jura Swarm, 2 copies of Bestial Saronir, and Bestial Baldric. Or yeah, just 1 copy of Bestial Baldric. Next, we got Albaz the Ashen, 2 copies of Fallen of Albaz, 2 copies of Albion the Shrouded Dragon, 3 copies of Tri-Brigade Mercurier, I don't know how to pronounce that. 3 copies of the Golden Sword Soul. We got 2 copies of Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous, 2 copies of Albert the Jester of Despia, 2 copies of Spriggan's Kit, 2 copies of Keepers of Dragon Magic, and 2 copies of Nibiru the Primal Being. Alright. Those are the main deck monsters. Next, Next for the spell cards, we got 2 copies of Fusion Deployment. 2 copies of Branded in White. Really should be 3 copies of Branded in White. I haven't. It should be 3. So, yeah. 3 copies of Branded in White. Branded Fusion. Gold Sarcophagus. Branded in Red. And 2 copies of Super Poly. But yeah. It's supposed to be 3 copies of Branded in White. But I have not gotten around to looking through my book to find some more Branded in White. 2 copies of Branded Retribution. 2 copies of Branded Sword. Got Dogmatica Punishment and Branded Beast. That's for the trap card lineup. Next is the side deck. We have the Iris Sword Soul. Bestial Albalos. This card. Holy shit. Cannot be normal summon set. Must be special summon from your hand or graveyard, attributing 2 bestial. By attributing 2 bestial monsters. While this card summoned this way is in the monster zone, negate the effects of all face-up ritual, fusion, synchro, XYZ, and link monsters on the field. It should include Pendulum too, but if this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can banish all face-down cards in the extra deck face-up until your opponent's end phase. So basically, if this thing dies, you can put all your entire extra deck. You can banish all your extra deck for 1 turn. Yeah. Until your opponent's end phase. But no. This thing shuts down every single extra deck monster plus ritual. If you can pull this off. Oh my god, holy shit. Next, yeah. 3 copies of The Fallen and the Virtuous. Branded 2 copies of Branded Opening. 2 copies of Branded and High Spirits. We got Branded Beast, Dogmatica Punishment, 2 copies of Branded Banishment, and 2 copies of the Black Goat Laugh. The Black Goat Laughs. Oh yeah. If you can pull this off. And yeah, also the Iris Soul, so that's pretty good. Yeah. You can special summon this card from your hand if your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step. You can activate one of these effects based on where it was summoned from. Hand, special summon 1 monster from your hand. Deck, draw 2 cards. Extra deck, destroy 1 of those monsters special summoned from the extra deck. You can only use the effects of each Sword Soul once per turn. Oof. That is it. That is it for this deck. I don't know. I get it for a mini review of the Chronicles structure deck. Mini review. Here's a mini review. It's like you got a full lineup of bestial. You have a full lineup. You got a full Like you got a full lineup of Bystials that comes with the deck. But Bystial Baldric, but yeah, I mean, just forget about Bystial Baldric. But yeah, the Bystials that I mentioned. It's like, yeah, you don't. There's no Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. There's none of that going on. And there's no dedicated kaijus. It's like, for the branded Chronicles structure deck, it's like no kaijus, no Ash Blossom, no Infinite Imperm. It's like, yeah. But no, yeah, for the Chronicles structure deck, they have this alternate artwork for fusion deployment. Yeah, they got this alternate artwork for that. Then I think an alternate artwork for Infinite Impermanence, that would have been awesome. Not gonna lie. Like a alternate artwork for the structure deck, but yeah. So anyway, this is my branded Chronicles deck, made from two of the new branded structure decks, plus a few extra copies, plus a few extra cards from my bulk. So yeah, pick up 3 of them, build a deck out of that. That's what I suggest. But yeah, if I had to give a review for the Chronicle structure deck, it's like no Infinite Imperm, no Ash Blossom, but you get Nibiru and there's no kaijus. So. Anyway, it would have been good. It would have been good to get like an alternate artwork of Infinite Impermanence. And I got for the structure deck, I got the all foil edition. So, yeah. Anyway, but I did for my original branded deck. Yeah, I added some bling. Yeah, I added some bling. These are already blinged out. I added some extra bling. Anyway. I'm your host, the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace out, folks. Peace out. And, yeah.